Yeah. Welcome. Look at this mug. Look at this. Can you see that? It's so beautiful. Jamie! He knows my name. My sister made these mugs. I got another one. I realized I have nowhere to put it. She made these for Christmas. Oh, I'll show you the other one. Ta-ta, Turtle Man. If anybody knows what movie this is from, leave a comment below. If you get it right, well, you're just cool. That is not what we're talking about today. No, sir. We are talking about the big elephant in the room. Not really an elephant, but more like this. What the heck is that? What has been going on? It's 2019. What is happening around here? Well, I've been hard at work. Not on videos, actually. I've been physically hard at work building my new set, one of my new sets. I've been redoing the entire studio, changing up angles, changing up lighting, getting different things dialed in because I am changing how things are going to be done on this channel. I'm going to go more of I'm trying to go for a different feel. I'm going to be telling more stories, a little bit different formats, kind of like a documentary format, because I kind of want to get some practice in because I'm working on a documentary, as you guys already know. Enough talking about that. I'm going to be talking about how I built this set and how you guys can do it yourself. It is so easy, and honestly, it's relatively inexpensive. This whole build, I think it ran me like $150, $170 maybe give or take $10 or so. It's really not that hard and then inexpensive, so you guys can do this as well. So let's just dive right on in the video, shall we? At the beginning of this process, I was just gonna have a friend of mine do it for me. I have a construction background, but sometimes it's just more time efficient to just have somebody else do it because you can go work on something else. I called him up, he came down, measured it up, and then he actually came back with me like really expensive cost. There was another partial day of just delivering the material. And that didn't even include staining the wood. I was still gonna do that myself. So I sat on it overnight and realized, I'm like, you know, I'll just do this myself because I know it's not gonna cost that much in material and it's not really gonna take all that much time. It's probably only about 4 hours total of work. All right, so the first thing that I did was I headed on over to Home Depot and I got me the material. Now this is the same material that I did a video on month or so back. I don't remember when exactly it was. And when I taught you guys how to make your own little miniature backdrops for thumbnails or product photography. This is just the same material, just on a larger scale. So I headed on over to the Home Depot, got a bunch of the wood material and brought it home. That was easy. And then what I did next is I stained the wood. And when you're staining the wood, you want to make sure the material is dry. You're not outside in the cold rain. I mean, it's kind of common sense. Also a helpful tip, make sure you shake the crap out of that stain. So after I stained the wood, I let it dry overnight. Now, when I was staining the material, I actually did it sloppy on purpose because I wanted a kind of a rustic, worn out, weathered wood feel. So there's areas where it missed, areas where it's darker, where there's lighter. I just kind of went at it very sloppily, and it gave it, I think, a really nice texture and look. Because the light areas where there's no stain, it kind of looks like the wood's been weathered and rubbed off. So I think, I personally, I love how it turned out. Now, I was laying in bed, and I had an epiphany. After I measured the walls and double-checked the walls and everything, I realized I had miscalculated. I was only at half. I had 50% of the materials that I needed. This wall is basically 10 foot. It's just under. So one piece across, 16 of them high. Can't haul 10 footers in my car. But what I decided to do is I got 8 footers and 6 footers. And when I did the math, I still had the number 16 in my head because I need 16 of them to fill the wall. And so I only got 8 of each, which, doing your math at home, it's not enough to go the whole wall up because, you know, 2 boards are taken up for the length of the wall. So I was missing half my frickin' boards. I got up the next morning, already prepared to go to Home Depot to get more material, check the wood, and since it's been pretty cold outside, the stain wasn't dry. Stain can take up to 24 hours or longer depending on how much you put on it and the temperature that it is, you know, in the environment that you're in. So I couldn't actually put it up on the wall anyway, even if I had the material there. So it didn't really necessarily waste any more time. So I went, got the more material, restained everything, put on some gloves, threw on some tunes, and just went at it. Woo! Okay, it's all stained now. Look at that. Woo! The problem I'm running into is the stuff from last night. It wasn't dry, probably due to the fact it's really cold out here, and I don't have any heat going on in the garage. So it's probably going to take at least 2 days before I can actually get back to this. But I mean, last night's stuff was almost dry. I mean, it's a little bit. Can't even see that. It's not too bad, but I am gonna have to wait probably at least another day or two actually to start finish this, which sucks because that means I don't have an editing station, a proper one anyway, for at least a couple more days. But I really wanted to get back into shooting videos really soon because today's January 8th, so I need to get some videos out. Now we're getting to the actual build of the wall itself. How did I put it on the wall? I rent here at my place of homestead, if you will. I didn't want to have 1,000 holes in the wall, so I built a frame. The frame was like, I think it was a 1x2 piece of pine, and I built a frame. The reason that these are so close together on both sides, I am going to do a staggering pattern. So it's going to be 8 feet over here, and I'll land halfway on this one, and then I'm going to use about a 2-footer to finish it off on this side, and then for the next layer down, I'm going to go 8 feet this way, so I'll land right here, and then I'll continue it off with the short piece, and then vice versa. Just keep going with it with a staggering pattern. I think it's going to look pretty freaking sweet. I cut the 6-footers down. Yes, I cut the 6-footers down, not the 8-footers, because if I cut the 8-footers down to the same measurement, there would be a giant line about right in the middle, almost a straight line, not quite, which would make it even worse. It would have been just a slight zigzag, very subtle, and it would not look good on camera. So I cut down the 6-footers, I think it was like 1.5 feet off of the 6-footers, which left me about 4 feet of the boards. What I decided to do is do a staggering pattern just on the ends. So as you can probably see here are the pieces. They are about 1.5 feet, and then here's the 8-footer, 6-footer, 8-footer, 6-footer, and I think it looks pretty great. Now to mount these to the wall, I just use nails to nail them into the board, and I use screws on the actual framing. Now this was the main wall. This brings us to the second wall, which is over here. This wall is actually only like 2 feet. I decided, what if I just didn't cut down the rest of the board and just continue it out? And worst case, if I don't like it, I can always cut it down. And then I'll have extra wood for other projects, such as more backdrops for my product photography and thumbnails. And then once that was up, I just hung some lights, and it's still in the process of getting finished. The studio still needs some work. I have to work on better lighting situation. This light is too bright. I can't dim that. It's supposed to just be a subtle light on the back of my hair, hair light or backlighting, a little rim lighting, if you will. It's too bright, so I have to get a different bulb or a different light altogether, because I did have to steal this from my other set over there. I wanted a really clean, nice setup for the documentary. This is going to be heavily used for that. I wanted to give you guys a quick update of what's going on and a little short tutorial, and you guys can do this yourself. It's literally, you could do this in less than a day, for like 150 bucks. I think the material cost me $100. This is cedar and some pine. They didn't have 8-foot pines. I would rather had pine for the 8-footers because it's cheaper. I got 6-foot pine, and it was like $2 and something, and the 8-foot cedar was, I want to say $5. I think it was about $5 a board. It is for fencing. It's fencing material. So it was like 32 boards in total. I could have, like I said, done 10-footers straight across, but I had no way to get it here. This route was so much cheaper. If I did do the 10-footers as one piece, I still would have had to have gotten something for this wall. So just this wall, 10-footers, would have cost me over $350 just for 10-footers. I'm like, no, F that. So if I did do the 10-foot route and hired my friend to do it, it would have cost me about $900 to do this entire job. which I did it in myself in pretty much a day. It was about 2 days of work because, again, I was shooting things, I had to stain it, and so. But you could do it in 1 day if you in the summertime, because this would dry a hell of a lot faster. All right, guys. So what do you guys think of the new look? There's still a lot of work to be done. I'm gonna probably set dress it a little bit, not much, just some accent stuff. I'm gonna be doing a lot more tutorial videos on making things. I love teaching how to make content and shoot video and stuff, but I also like building and working with my hands. I'm still going to be doing the tutorials on like photography, how to shoot photos, how to shoot videos, and all that sort of stuff. Do not worry. I'm just changing up a little bit how the feel the channel is going to be, and also how what the content is going to be as well. Because I think you guys are going to like some of the things that I'm going to do. Thank you for watching. Consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate it. If you are a Patreon member, then you would have known this was happening already, because I give a little behind the scenes action, little special videos, vlogs, giveaways, all that sort of stuff. So there's gonna be more added here in 2019. So stay tuned for that. So hit that like button, click that bell, because you know you don't want to miss one of my next videos. I'm just another Chris, and I'll catch you in that next video. I can't do the hat thing. That one, I don't have a hat, and the camera's so far away now. It's so far away, I can't. Do I have something I can throw at it, maybe? And I wanted to take this time to give you guys an update on what is going on with the documentary. Is it still happening? Oh, cool. This may be another scam call. Let's find out. Let me guess. You want my credit card, right?